Bitcoin is breaking down right now as we speak, with the price nearly dropping 4% in a day. Solana continuing on its decline, but at the same time, the S&P looking juicy. And for that reason, what I've been telling you guys for the last couple of days, this whole buy the rumors, sell the news, with again the CME gap filling, I believe is still in play. And for that reason, what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, right now, I'll be discussing in this video. So make sure that you go ahead and press that like button if you've not done it yet. And let me know down below if you guys are, bullish or bearish, or bullish or bearish. And now let's dive right in. So the long story short is that right now we have been looking at this zone right here, this little green zone for the Bitcoin price, which is basically the CME gap. So this is Bitcoin on the CME chart. You can't see it fully, but it is. And what we've noticed is that right here, as we went from Friday to Sunday evening, or officially Monday, there's a little gap in price between $39.6 thousand and roughly $40.5 thousand. Now, what I've told you guys many times before is that that exact point, $40.5 thousand, is where I have my initial orders, and then secondary or the main orders at $39.6 thousand. The main reason we've been doing that is because we're picking up on our usual lines, which I'll show you in just a second, but that's a main area which will most likely fill before continuing higher if we do not have a more massive breakdown all the way towards 33, which again, we're also prepared for. And if that happens, we will make way more money. Again, I'll show you. But as you can see on the KuCoin chart, for example, right now, we're bouncing off of that $40,000 level. I don't care about 40,000 exactly though. I mostly care about this $40.5 thousand. And again, this little buy region here, mostly around 39.6. I was already telling you guys earlier that I'm testing out many forms of bots, and the reason I have a little hedged box here, the red box, is because at that point I'm actually thinking of revising my strategy a little bit to accommodate for a potential breakdown all the way towards the likes of 33, which again is our worst case scenario in the bull market. I do not believe the price will ever go below 33,000 again, and if we do, it's most likely going to be like a scam wick where it just looks like this in the same day. But all this stuff, just give me a couple more days to share everything with you, because even though it's been tested for a few months, I think actually over a year already, there are parts of the strategy are always changing, right? For example, this short bot I would not have included, but I think there are a couple of instances where it can be really profitable. And so that's why I got it here in my little overview of, I think, like 15 bots or so. And that's why I said yesterday, go take a look at the links down below. Get yourself an account on BitGet or OKX. OKX is the easiest, but some jurisdictions are blocked. Second easiest is BitGet. Third easiest for the bot strategy is Bybit. So if you can, make an account on all three so you can choose. That's what I always do. And if you're in a jurisdiction like America that does not allow for any of these platforms, check out ZoomX. A link is down below. And I'll explain more in detail. It'll take some time to set up the bots on your own accord, not needing any of these exchanges. But I'll go through it. Just give me some time. Because this is literally the retirement strategy, as I always call it, as long as crypto stays in a bull market. Yes, we can fall to like $15,000. It does not matter if you're playing the game right. It's just that crypto cannot die out, because then you're going to lose money. But as long as the crypto market over time succeeds, this will work wonders. And I've done it many more times. Most of the people that I know do it this way. It's just extremely profitable. Check out the links down below for some free bonuses though on these exchanges. You'll see them. But like I said earlier, as long as the stock market is biased bullish, yes, we can have a short-term dip. Yes, we can have a short-term little filling of the CME gap, even though right now we're just testing limits of it. It's not actually trying to fill it just quite yet. As you can see, it's literally breaking off of it every single time, or I should say push off of it. Ethereum though had itself a nice juicy little breakdown with, as of this point, actually a pretty significant 13.5% pullback. That's pretty harsh for Ethereum in such a short amount of time. But as I said, as long as the stock market stays bullish, we follow the narrative of first, we get ourselves a stock market all-time high, and then the Bitcoin all-time high flows not too long afterwards. I mean, yes, we could talk about these short-term structures for Bitcoin where the price is making itself lower highs and lower lows, as you can see right here. And I think every single one of us knows exactly what's going on in the background, right? I think we all know that right now, the Bitcoin price is not doing so well because Grayscale is depositing massive amounts. But you know the interesting part? The ETFs are trading down slightly because of this whole debacle. But I do believe that it's quite funny then, that it would kind of make sense if this all mellows out, this all balances out, as Bitcoin fills these orders at 39.6. And again, 39.6, guys, is where I'm going absolutely crazy on my Bitcoin longs. We could even make up an argument that this CME gap here needs to be filled again. It practically already got filled right there, however, is the issue. And that's actually the funniest part about these CME gaps and why we talked about the buy the rumor, sell the news strategy before, and why we talked about these Bitcoin breakdowns from 47,000 to the lower side. Initially, it's more of a, or I think we saw it more as a reset, obviously not knowing whether or not it was going to happen before or after the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Now that the ETFs have come in, there's great amount of selling pressure, and all the 9 ETF providers are fighting against Grayscale to keep up the balance. But ultimately, I don't think it matters too much for our longer term strategies. Again, on this channel, what I'm not showing you is how to trade on a 5 or a second chart or a 1 minute chart. What we're looking for is these bigger moves to, go to bed safely, not go to bed heart beating out of my chest. I don't like that type of stuff. That's why we have a trading firm. If your style is to make massive amounts of profit over basically a couple days, a couple of weeks, you understand the risks, but you also understand the profit potential. There are 2 ways to do it. One is spot, what I'm going to show you right in the next couple of days. One is with futures, spot being safer but slower, meaning you'll theoretically speaking be able to do it with a lot less money because there's no cost to leverage basically. You could theoretically speaking just do it with $1, but there'll also be way less profit and the moves will be harder. So it might take a little bit more time. With leverage, the good part being it's a lot quicker, it's a lot more money, and you can do a lot more. The negative side being it's quicker, you're borrowing money, so there's a cost to that, theoretically speaking, and in some jurisdictions it's harder to do. Then again, it's my strategy, but I'll show you both, how to do them and everything. In due course though, I need to know everything is perfect to hand it out to you guys. Right now, the same strategy still applies though. If you're not using bots, all we're doing is just buying our way lower, especially at this $39.6 thousand area, which means if you're only waiting for 39.6, you didn't buy at 40.5 or something, you're just waiting for that, you might just miss it because it could be that we actually bounce off of 39.7, for example. And make sure, because people sometimes don't listen well enough, that you don't go all in at this price point. We have 2 major targets at roughly $37,000 and at 33 to buy back in as well. Below that, I have no buy order set up yet. I just have one at I think 25,000 as like a safety net, but you don't need to do that necessarily. What you could also do on your accounts, if that's something you're interested in, if you are a person that's stacking USDT, stacking stablecoin, you can actually layer different buys at prices all the way up to $1, for example, per Bitcoin. So in case of a massive flash crash, where one whale just presses a fat fingered button, that you might actually get your order filled at like $16,000 per Bitcoin because one person just decided to sell a whole lot. That's only if you have money on the sidelines though that you're not using anyway. For most people, I don't think it's a smart idea because why allocate your capital to positions when you can also be doing different stuff with it? Anyway, guys, I'll say it again. All the links are down below to the exchanges that you'll need. I use most of them. If you're in a country and none of the exchanges that I've shown you work, not even ZoomX, which I don't understand how because it works everywhere. If it doesn't work, use a VPN. If it still doesn't work, just let me know. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll take a look at it and I'll find you the best place to go for. But make sure you use the link down below. Otherwise, you're going to be excluded for bonuses and exclusive trading competitions. And yeah, right now it's a really, really profitable time. I know you're looking at this thinking, Dusty, what the frick? Prices are going down. And no, not because we have our 17x leverage short, but because this is all part of our longer term plan. And this, the more we dip, the more profitable it'll ultimately be. Camera is getting stuck for some reason. But yeah, that's about it.